Hello, welcome guys back to the channel. This is Maverick here with the finale of Sakura Wars the Animation. So, last episode we got a lot of cliches out, including stuff such as Layla dying through courtesy of Kaminsky, final betrayal and all that, yet at the end still wanting to protect Clara as her older sister. We got Clara running berserk and presumably about to destroy everyone, and in this episode I assume that she's going to be brought around by the power of love and family. Now personally, the thing that I'm really looking forward to is number one, I want to see some good fights, good action scenes, bring on the full-on mecha experience, and number two, I'm still really curious to see if Kaminsky can be redeemed, if Layla could be brought back to life, of that sort of kind of thing, right? Because Clara obviously has some pretty high level powers here, so that is all still possible. In any case, let's just jump right into the episode right now. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. It's cushy. I mean, she's just gonna destroy everything, right? Including Kaminsky. That's probably not gonna work on her. Oh, it did? Oof. Damn. But I kind of get the feeling that our family. Are you a zombie? I mean, you got all that power, and the best you do is you actually bite them in the neck. Oh my god. That's hilarious to me. Ooh, what now? Gone through space and time. Oh, I guess this is representing her heart or something. She's back! And then Kaminsky is like, "How dare you!" So I'm expecting something like that. And then they're all gonna work together to take him down, I'm guessing. Eh. Still got one last ace off his sleeve. Sevastopol? Oh, this fortress. You? Okay. Well, if you say so. Hmm. I mean, that's done, yeah. Alright, that's gonna happen here. Oh, the other reviews? Oh, it's the captain. Yeah, I think this is the London and Paris? I mean, Kaminsky could at this point literally just go as well and, oh, wait to gather his forces again or something. The flying fortress doesn't really matter anymore, right? Huh. Like, seriously, how is Hakusho supposed to survive that? But then again, she isn't exactly human, right? Right. But it doesn't really matter, right? Yeah. Are you sure? That doesn't seem all that threatening to me. I feel like in the end they're probably gonna have to rely on Clara's power as well to take down Kaminsky. We got a kaiju now. Kaminsky, your aim sucks. Yeah. I'm also part of the review. What'd I say? And they're fighting on water as well. I guess they do have. The Germans. The Chinese. And the British. So it's probably like Berlin, Beijing, and London. Yeah, like, what? I feel like using this kind of form is definitely a mistake. Ooh. Yeah, they're gonna have to use Clara's power enhancing abilities. Ooh. Okay, now this is the first time I'm kind of impressed. If he can just summon all these demons. Power beam? Yeah. Probably Clara and the captain. Oh no, who the hell is this? What the hell is that? Huh. It's another secret weapon. Alright. What? that's yeah, the weak point. Yeah, this is a boss battle. Damn. What is that? Holy crap. Wow. She actually block it? Holy crap. And now Claire's gonna enhance her powers, right? I mean... Aksho. She's definitely demon-born. Right. See, that's what's actually gonna help here. Enhancing her abilities. Like, just physically being there isn't... I mean, it's a nice moral support, but... You need something to enhance abilities like that. Alright. I'm guessing Sakura's gonna use her sword now, and Claire's gonna enhance the abilities. That Sakura-san is not that one. It's the former Sakura. And the flashback right there. Oh. Damn, we gotta merge now? Together as one. Nice. Damn, look at that. Oh man, this is remind me. The design is actually reminding me of some Macross stuff. How it looks like a fighter in a lot of ways. Straight on. Wow, Layla. What? Damn. I guess anything's possible when you're a half demon. I see. Just call it using her demon powers to enhance the powers there. And there we go. One last attack. Straight to the head. Or the heart. Good thing they didn't explode, right? Yeah. Is that really completely over? Ah, we're gonna get one final review performance with Clara in it. Nice. Welcome to the Imperial Combat Review. The final cameo appearances. Shoot. Star Danjo. A star is born. I guess this is setting up for the next installment in the franchise, like a sequel to this. Not particularly the anime, but the game. Ah, Kaminsky. Or this. Oh, it's Layla. Huh. Nice. Alright, see you guys after this. Alrighty guys, so with that we have concluded Sakura Wars the Animation. Now, I think you guys who have been following me so far and watching the series along with me probably already know that I really criticize the series a lot. I always harp on it, and deservedly so. I feel the anime definitely has a lot of lacking parts. Even in this episode as well, you can see me being snarky at some of the cliches and whatnot. And let's be honest here, there were still a lot of overused cliches here. But still, credit where credit is due. This episode is by far the best episode of the entire series so far, and I genuinely liked it very much. If you guys recall back even to episode 1, I quickly stated what I was looking for from this series, right? I know the Sakura Wars franchise, so when coming into this, I'm expecting at least 2 things, right? One, some pretty cool and awesome mecha battles, that's like the core of the Sakura Wars franchise, and number 2, once again, it is kind of a love simulation game as well, where you have romantic options, so I was looking for some rom-com stuff, right? These were the only 2 things that I was looking for when I came into the series. Now, it did a pretty mediocre job at that, to be honest, but at least in this episode, it truly got me hyped up by all the different, all the different action that was on the scene, right? It was well animated, the scenes were hype, and indeed, they actually utilized a lot of stuff that I wasn't expecting either. So, for instance, all the other fleet ships showing up and then firing on. I feel like that scene could have been a little bit more epic, but still, that was a pretty cool scene anyways. The place where they have this super new prototype kind of mecha, the Tenjin, I believe, and then how they merge together. I was definitely not expecting that at all. That was pretty damn hype as well. Like I said, really reminded me of, I guess some could say, like Power Rangers kind of stuff, or design-wise, I'm instantly reminded of Macross because how they utilize sort of fighter planes and transform them into these mechs, and in here it kind of has that same sort of vibe as well. And it's just overall well animated, and the abilities were cool. We got lots of explosions, lots of flashes going everywhere. The melee parts were also definitely well animated as well. It didn't feel clunky or janky or whatnot. So, overall, just great, right? And then we've also got Kaminsky going berserk and whatnot, and then at the end, another twist. Layla, the ghost of Layla, is actually holding Kaminsky back, providing the cover for Clara and Sakura to eventually take it out. The way that I thought it was going to go, again piling up onto the cliches that have been driving this series so far, I thought it would have been a case where Sakura was going to use her sword attack with her mech, not by herself, but with her mech, and then Clara was going to output the power to her using her power enhancing abilities, and then perhaps, even if I feel like Layla would have made a cameo, it would have been in the case of she is trying to support Clara, so Clara's power output was further enhanced, so Sakura's sword was also enhanced, and they cut through Kaminsky that way. That was what I was expecting to happen, but this definitely surprised me in a good way, so another thumbs up for that part, right? And then we also got the review parts as well. I've been waiting for them to do more of this. I actually thought we were going to see a lot more of the sort of review scenes where they're singing and dancing along and whatnot, because that is a core part of the series as well. And so I'm glad that at least in the final episode we have one last time, and the second and last time of the series where they actually did one of the review songs. So yeah, basically I have really no big complaints about this episode, to be honest. We also got to see the true identity of Hakusho, which I felt like was pretty obvious. She's definitely not human, right? No human can do things like that. And then at the end there, we are also hinted at some more foreshadowing with Layla still being there, and apparently Kaminsky might not be entirely dead, right? So definitely setting up for a further installment in the series, maybe Shin Sakura Wars 2, right? And if there is, it's most probably also going to be a game first, and then later on perhaps made into an anime. So that's it for this episode. I definitely enjoyed it. As for the series overall, well, I think I've already talked about this many times. I feel like it does fall flat in a lot of places. Like, I can get it. It's coming, they're expecting viewers to come into this already knowing the events of either the entire Sakura Wars not only the Sakura Wars franchise, but more specifically the reboot, right? Sakura Wars, New Sakura Wars. They actually expect people that are watching this to go through that. Otherwise, you wouldn't know some of the characters, particularly from the other reviews around the world, and so on and so forth, right? Or for instance, what the World League of Revue is. But still, I think even with all that, you could still, you know, I can go into it understanding that, hey, maybe they might not be explaining every single thing. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not going to harp on it just purely because of that point. But I feel like, you know, you still gotta actually have interesting and entertaining storylines packed within the anime as well. Now, last episode, when I was talking with Mala, we were also discussing it a little bit off screen as well, and my theory is that perhaps they didn't want to do too much character development in it, and they wouldn't, even if they, how can I say it? They didn't want to put too much true character interactions and true character developments or character stories, because they're kind of afraid that then it would be kind of hard to make another game, right? Because if all the events of the anime are canon, any developments here would have to be reflected in the game as well, and it just makes for a messy kind of situation, right? So they might be purposely dumbing down this the story for this anime so as to not affect too much of what you can do in the further games. I guess that might be a valid excuse, if you will, but still, it doesn't change the fact that through a lot of the episodes, I felt like it was a pretty mediocre storyline at best. The overall story is definitely the weak part of the animation here. And also, like I said, the lack of action. I feel like you're already putting this into anime form, you're already using CGI and whatnot. Why not just animate a few more action scenes and really get us pumped up, really looking at a mecha anime instead? It had, even though it's obviously just a sort of, I view this sort of like a fan service sort of anime for the fans of the, not even the franchise, but for fans of New Sakura Wars the game, specifically, right? But even so, I feel like even if you were a fan of the game, you would have expected just a little bit more entertainment from the anime. So that's just my 2 cents here, but like I said, I've already talked about this throughout the entire series after every episode as well. So, all in all, in conclusion, I really don't think this is a good standalone anime to watch, but the final episode was definitely hype. It had its highlights throughout the series. I'll definitely give it that. I like the character designs, the mechs, definitely great and all that. Story, cliche, and kind of the side stories, the filler, if you will, you know, kind of meh, to be honest. But I guess this last episode did kind of make up for a lot of the flaws, and at least in this final moment, we did have a good time, right? And that's all that matters. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching along so far. If you are actually a newcomer to this channel, you only found my channel through this specific anime, feel free to watch my other works as well. I generally like to talk a lot more at the end of every episode, more with the predictions and sort of guessings and sort of analysis kind of parts, right? So, if this is a style that you like, hey, feel free to check out all my other works. So, there we go. That's it for now. Hope you guys have been enjoying this series, and hope I will see you guys next time soon. Until then, bye-bye.